Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town? I'm saying, love her if you wanna go, I'm down. 'Cause darling, we were made for bigger things. And this place keeps killing our dreams. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We could leave this whole place behind, yeah. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We can leave this whole place behind.
Hi guys, it's your boy SR Dollar. You're welcome to another tutorial video. This is something similar to Suits 2 or for FL Studio. So I'm just going to explain how the parameters are. So let me just reduce the gain. Alright, let's go.
Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town? I'm saying, love her if you wanna go, I'm down. 'Cause darling, we were made for bigger things.
This is the amount of EQ that goes into the vocal. So
Tell me, babe, you wanna
alright.
leave this town?
So the more you increase
I'm
it,
saying,
the
love
more
her
it
if
cuts
you wanna
through
go, I'm
those
down.
soft vocals. Then you have the tightness. So you have the tightness.
Tell
So
me, babe,
how
you
much
wanna
cuts?
leave this town?
You see, it's
I'm
wider.
saying, love
So,
her
but
if
once
you
you
wanna
cut it,
go, I'm
okay.
down.
Once you open the cut,
'Cause darling, we were made for bigger
alright,
things.
okay. So this is for the low cuts. Once you want to
And this
cut
place keeps
the
killing
low
our
frequency
dreams.
out.
Let's
This is
go,
actually
love. I'm saying,
the tension and the decay. But it's good to leave that at a default. Then this is the input gain. This is the output gain just for your gain staging. Okay. So next we're going to dive into the map areas of how this EQ is being built. So this is the map section. I have about 6 or 7 parametric EQ. You have the fruity balance. Then you have about 7 peak fruity peak controllers, 2 fruity formula controllers. Then the main EQ parametric EQ. There's about 8 EQs. I'm going to build this from scratch so you can see how I built it. So you can do that as well, or the free Patcher preset after this video. So you can check the description and you can download the Patcher preset. It's free. All you have to do is just follow me, you subscribe, and then you just comment. So let's build it from scratch. So we're going to start by opening Patcher. So let's get our Patcher. Okay, this is our empty Patcher. So the first thing I want to add is I want to add the parametric EQ, the fruity parametric EQ. This is going to be our main EQ. So when you see you have the treble, the PSR, the high mid, the mid, the low mid, the bass, and the sub. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 bands. So we're going to create 7 extra. We're going to duplicate this. So 7 extra EQ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, these are 7. Okay, let me just put them so we could just, okay, let's disconnect this one for now. So this is going to be our main EQ. Okay, so these are all 7 EQs. So we connect all the EQs to the inputs, FL inputs. Okay, so what next? The next one we need peak controller. So we need a peak controller, Fruity peak controller. Fruity, okay, this is a peak controller. So I'm going to duplicate this 7 times. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so these are 7. So we will link it, link this, link all, link, yes. Okay, yeah, so this is 7. So we have to name each of them. So we have the treble. So we just name them so that we can know what we're doing. So this you can rename. So treble, treble. The next one is the PSR. PSR. Okay, PRS also. PRS, sorry. Then we have the high mid. We followed by the mid range, that's the mid. The low mid, low mid. Then you have the bass, bass. All right. So this is all. So we need to make each of this EQ. We have to. Let's take we take 4 for instance. We take okay, we take 4 and we change it. Okay. All right. Off the rest of them. Off the rest of them. Okay. So you will do this for all. So this is the treble. So you set it towards the treble. Where's the treble? You set it towards the treble. This is the treble region. So you set it towards the treble. This is for the treble. So let's just make it yeah. That is the treble. Okay, there's a treble region. Set it to the treble. So you do this for all. Same thing. You off this. You off this. So okay. Then you take this to the PSR, the PRS. Take it to the PRS. Okay. Then you go to the next, the high mid. The high mid, you do the same thing. Off the rest. So you take it to the high mid range. Okay, that's the high mid. Alright, that's the high mid section. Then you go to the mid. You go to the mid. You do the same thing. Okay, the band pass. Then the step 8, use the step 8. Alright, you take it to the mid section. You just, okay, this is the mid section. The low mid, go to the low mid. You do the same thing for the low mid. You just off the rest of the EQ. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I make this 4. Okay, so the low mid, you take it to the low mid. Okay, you're left with the bass and the sub. So let's go to the bass. You do the same thing. Alright. Step 8, you put it at step 8. Then the bass, you put it at the bass spectrum. Alright, there's the bass spectrum. Just around here. Okay, so directly under the bass sex spectrum. You think so what you do, you have to put the decay and the tension all the way up, and then this to about 60%, minus 60%. Alright, so we're using the peak. The main EQ, you have to link this one directly to the input. You see, it's linked directly to the input and to the output. So for this one, for the treble, let's start with the treble. You go to the input, the output, and then from the output, you go to peak. That's number 2, peak. You enable your peak. You do that for all. Use output, control peak, 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 output, control peak. Alright, we're getting somewhere. So when you open our main, so we are connecting our treble first. So we activate. You come to the side, and okay, we have to change this to, yeah, you change it to a picking. Change it to picking, and then you activate it. Then you connect to treble. The next one, which is the PSR. So you have to set this to the same frequency. So this is the frequency. This is the frequency spectrum. So you copy this, copy 91%. Then you go right to this. You paste it there, paste it. So it's the same spectrum as this. So you go to the PSR. You do the same thing for the PSR. PRS, sorry. You link it. Then you go to the PRS. You copy. Copy. You paste. you do the same thing for the high mid. The next one is the high mid. So you activate it. Once you activate it, you link it. You copy the frequency information. Also, you copy the value. Then you come to the high mid. You paste it. So for the mid range, the next one is the mid range. You activate the mid range. You do the same thing. You link it to the mid range. Then you open the mid range. You copy the value. And then you paste it at the mid range. That's the mid range. So you paste it here. Paste. Okay. So you have the mid range. So the next one is the low mid. The low mid, you activate your low mid. You link your low mid. Then you go to your low mid. You copy the value. Then you click the main EQ. Then you paste it at the low mid. You paste it here. Paste. Okay, the next one is the bass. So this is the bass. You activate the bass. You link it to the bass. Then you copy the frequency range. You copy the frequency value. Copy. You go to that's the bass. A low cut. Okay, we'll make a low cut high pass. Okay, we'll make a high pass there. So we just leave this for the sub because for our vocal range we don't use the sub is not too the sub is okay, let's just put it at 2. Okay, so that's the sub. So we don't link the sub for now. So yeah. So the next thing we want to do now is, since we've gotten our whole frequency, okay, we are likely going to start creating our parameters. So the first parameters we want to create is the amount. So what you do, you come to the surface, you come to create, you come to creator, or you just put on the creator control. There's a creator control, so you just have each of the snobs. So we'll just take this and then you drop it down. Okay, so let's call this one amount. That's the amount. It is the amount. Okay, so it's now activated for our surface. So the next thing you want to bring in is your Fruity formula control. So let's add it, Fruity formula control. Okay, this Fruity formula control. So normally you have to duplicate this because there's going to be 2 instances of this. So that's cool. So that's fine. We are going to create this. Just go right click, you right click this, you go to the input. I like to enable the number 1, the A parameter. and output. All right, a parameter, then output, and output. All right, so we're going to link this one to this, that's one to this, and then we're going to link this one to the amount knob. So that's number one. So this amount knob. So we are going to open each of the volume you activate. So let's activate each volume. Activate, 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 except for the sub, because we are not going to have much. We're not going to link it to the Fruity controller. So yeah, so that's cool. So we now connect the volume control. We connect it to this one. All right, you see, right there. I connected it to this. So this connects to this. All right, this connects to this. This connects to this. That's how. Okay, there's a low mid. Connect to this. The base connects to this. All right, so I'm going to import the formulas. So for the first one, this is the first one. The first formula is going to be bracket. All right, sorry. It's going to be bracket A over 2, bracket close, that's over 1. Okay, that's the first formula. Then the second formula, the one that goes directly, so what you do is 1 minus A. All right, so that's cool. So we have added the amount. So if we just want to see how it works, we can just put this on. Okay, so all right, so we go back to our Fruity controller. For each of them, you mute each of them. You have to mute each of them. Mute, 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 mute. All right, mute. Okay, muted. Muted already. Muted. Okay. The reason for this is they are not sending to the output. So we make our base to 50. Just send it to 50%. 50%. So you just copy the value, and then you paste 50, 50, 50. The base of 50. Okay. Okay. So that's 50 each. So let's.
Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town?
Okay, you see.
I'm saying, love it if you wanna go, I'm down.
Okay, see, they are fully activated. But
'Cause darling,
what we
were
need
made
to
for
do
bigger
now is we
things.
have to control the chords, how the EQ chords, the band picking chords. We have to control them. So we are going to create another parameter. So we name this one. So let's go. We go to our creator. We come to our creator. And we just take one of this. So let's just make it smaller. Actually, you can customize this the way you want. All right, let's call this tightness. Let's call it tightness. Okay, these are our tightness. We'll just put it next. So for our tightness, we have to still go back to each. We have to link each. We open each of them. Activate this. Activate. 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 That's a BW that we've activated all. So these are all the, so we now have to link this to the tightness button. We link this, link it to the tightness. Okay, link it to the tightness. Then you now have to come to each activate. You go to the, okay, you activate this, activate the meat, you activate, we go to the base, we activate. Alright, so we link it to same, that's number 2. We link it there. Okay, so we take off the controls, the edit button. So let's play it and see. So that's how tight. So let me take this off.
Tell me, babe,
Alright.
you wanna leave this
So if
town?
you want it tight,
I'm saying, love it if you wanna
so if you
go,
want it
I'm
more,
down.
alright, you see.
'Cause darling, we were made for bigger things.
So it's just more like a multi-band EQ. So the tough, the problematic frequency, it ducks them down to, just cut them a little bit and make them all balanced. Just the way
Tell me,
Suits
babe,
does.
you wanna leave this
So
town?
this is the tightness, this is the amount.
I'm saying,
Alright,
love
if you
it
don't
if
want
you
so
wanna
much of the
go,
EQ.
I'm down.
Okay, so let's proceed. We want to include our low cut control. So this is our low cut control. Let's go add a low cut control button. Alright, the creators. Okay. So yeah, you just take one of this. You can actually customize this to different, or you just choose a random. Okay, let's take this. You drag it and you drop it. So let's name this low cut. These are low cuts for our low cut frequency. So so we go to the main. This is the main EQ. The main EQ. This is the main EQ. Alright. So it's on the high pass. This is the high pass. It's already on the high pass. And then you see you can make it on high pass. A steeper slope. Okay. So yeah, these are a slope. It's a steeper slope. Then you can now create. You go to the frequency. You activate the frequency. You activate the frequency, and you take So it's already activated. You take this and you link it to this. So when you take this off, you see? So you're cutting the sub areas. You're cutting the sub areas. You're cutting the sub areas. So
Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town? I'm saying, love it if you wanna go, I'm down.
okay. So we're getting there. Alright, the next thing we want to do is to add our volume for gain staging. So we're going to be using this for our volume for gain staging. So we go to our surface, we go to our creator, then you can take and select a slider. You can choose any random slider and you just drag it and drop it. So we are going to do we're going to do our output. This is going to be our output gain. This gain, let's put it gain. This is our gain. Okay. So you activate this. Activate. So alright. So what we can do, we want inputs. We want an input gain. We want input gain. So we just come to this place, right click it, insert plugin. You can insert plugin. Okay, let's use Fruity Balance. Fruity Balance. Oh yeah, it works. So we can do our output gain here. Input gain, sorry. So we can just duplicate this. Just put it by the side. Rename it. Input. We call it input. Okay. So you do the same thing. You just come to this. You activate this. Then you link this to the input gain. All right. So yeah. So let's watch. So let's play our vocal and watch it. Okay. So see. So we can actually make this a default. Set it as a default. Then for our input gain too, we can see our input gain. All right, we take it to 0. All right. Okay, to 0. Then we set it. We set it at the default. So these are default. These are default settings. We can do for the same thing for the rest. Is we set at the default. We can as well take this. You set at the default. Set as okay, this okay, let's see. Set as default. Okay. Same with the tightness and you set at the default. You set at the default. Okay. The low chord. Okay, it's already set at the default. Okay, set as default. Okay, that's the default. Okay, so our EQ. Let's watch our EQ and see how it works. So
Tell me, babe.
So when we want to increase our EQ,
Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town? I'm saying, love it if you wanna go, I'm down.
Alright. So this
Tell me, babe, you wanna leave this town?
is for our gain.
I'm saying,
Gain
love
staging.
it if you wanna go, I'm down.
Alright, this is our gain staging, and this is the low chords.
Cause darling, we were made for bigger things.
So you can actually improve this. You change the fronts, design it the way you want it. But this is the EQ. This is the ASR dollar EQ. I hope you can make this, but I'm leaving a free improved presets, Patcha presets, so you download it after this video at the description. All you just have to do is just subscribe and comment so that I can be encouraged and make new videos, tricks, tips, and free plugins